Thanks for joining us this morning. We'll have your weekend weather, but first, a developing story. The Fairhope police are investigating a multiple homicide crime scene at the Pinewood Lake area. I wish this was a joke, Fairhope, but this is no joke. We also understand the police are looking for a person of interest, a young woman who was first seen hitchhiking but has since gone missing. We will keep you up to speed as the details come in. In more family-friendly news, Steve, can we attend this year's annual Go Fishing Expo, or will we be rained out?
And Fairhope was a small, close-knit community. There's no strangers there. Everybody knows your name. Everybody waves at you when you drive by. I didn't grow up in Fairhope. My wife and I moved there after I left the Navy. Now, her parents lived there, and we came up one Sunday for an after-church lunch, and we loved it, so we decided to stay. When you think of Fairhope, you don't think of a crime like this, not of this nature. And this horrible act of violence is something you would expect in a big city. Not here, not Fairhope.
The afternoon the call came in, I had just gotten on my shift. I was on the last day of my 7-day shift before vacation. I promised my wife and kid a Disney trip, and I was not about to let them down. I remember the call well. 911, what's your emergency?
This is Joyce Brown, and I just picked up a young woman who says her friends have been murdered and she's covered in blood and shaking in fear.
I was shocked at first. I thought it was a prank, like kids calling, but I know Joyce Brown, and she is not one for jokes. Okay, Miss Brown, where are you located?
I am at the Grab Bag gas station on the corner of Highway 88 and West Hill Street.
I was just your normal kid. I was a Boy Scout, and we went to church on Sunday morning. I graduated Fairhope High on a Friday night and went to work the following Monday morning. When I turned 21, right after I bought my first pistol, I filled out my application for the Fairhope Police Department. I've been with the department now for over 19 years, and to be honest, it's been pretty smooth sailing compared to some of my friends at their departments in bigger cities. I was just coming back from lunch when the call came in.
219?
219, copy.
We have a caller who says she picked up a young woman who states her friends have been murdered. They're at the Grab Bag on the corner of Highway 88 and West Hill Street.
219, copy, en route. 247 will assist.
I remember thinking, is this a joke? When I arrived on scene, it hit me. This is really happening. After walking up to those bodies and seeing what had been done to them, just horrible acts of violence from one body to the next.
I was born at Fairhope Baptist. Played middle linebacker for the varsity football team. They would say slayed by Wade when I'd sacked the quarterback. After high school, I joined the Army. They paid for my college. I graduated with a major in criminal justice. I was the first person from my family to finish college. When Detective Tommy reached out to me, I was more than excited to work on this case. This is what I was made for. That's why I went to college, to make the wrong things right with justice. With the two of us on this case, we could bounce things off each other, make sure we were solid, squared away. The bodies were identified.
Kyle was a surprise to us. He was always such a happy child. He didn't want, like the latest things and like the other kids. He really was just content. Kyle was just the perfect child.
as a younger child, he loved to mimic the intros to his favorite cartoons, to sing and dance along with the characters. He loved theater. In high school, he tried out for Romeo in Romeo and Juliet. I remember he wasn't chosen for Romeo, but he was fine with it. He must have been disappointed, but if he was, we didn't know it. We found out later, the guy who was selected, Kyle had helped him practice for the audition.
He was such a positive light. Always doing good. He was a good soul. It's something that you just don't see today. Now my boy's gone now. He's gone.
My ex and I tried to have Mark for 5 years. I took all the meds. And then one day, I was pregnant. Mark was our little hero. One day, I changed his diaper and laid him down in his crib for a nap. I used that time to catch up some housework, do chores around the house. I had a monitor in his room. I could hear him breathing. That afternoon, I realized I couldn't hear him breathing. He was a near-miss SIDS baby. He loved life. He would give a stranger the benefit of the doubt and the shirt off of his back. He was my world. Whoever done this to my son, to my little boy,
Julie's mom, Sandy, and I met in high school. I was a year ahead of her. I graduated and went off to work. Hell, I don't know if it was just the fear of losing her or the jealousy. But I asked her to marry me after a big fight. 2 years later, she was pregnant with Julie. I went to all the doctor's visits as I could. Next thing you know, we're at the hospital. Things I thought were good as they could be. Next thing I know, the doctor's rushing in and taking her away. And I asked what was going on, and they said that the baby had sudden complications. The doctor came back in and told me a bunch of stuff I didn't even understand. And I asked about Sandy and the baby. And he said, I have a brand new baby girl. And then he stopped. And I said, and Sandy? He said that she didn't make it during birth. Julie was my life. She was all I had left was Sandy and me. All I had left.
'Cause I thought that being strong was the measure of a man. Delilah, can you see what you've done to me? And oh,
That's the hardest part of this job. For some, it's seeing the body. But for me, it's to have to look a parent in the eye. It's truly heartbreaking to see their face and see their hearts break right in front of them.
A student that knew I was going in the Army, and I was ready. Came back after 3 tours, and here I am. I was second to the crime scene. When I arrived, Officer Jones was already en route to the bodies. I caught up to him, and to my disbelief, we had ourselves, in my opinion, motivated acts of violence. We recovered 3 bodies, 2 male and 1 female.
The day we received the call, the caller stated she was driving along a highway and saw a young lady walking along stumbling and looked like she was in shock and about to give up. We dispatched an officer to check out the scene. When he got there, though, the young lady had disappeared. That made us wonder why she disappeared and made her look guilty in our eyes. So now she becomes a target, and she's now our first priority.
Things could change, but I'm not 19. I'm not naive. I just wish my heart would tell my mind what to believe.
Hey, Amber. Look, I don't care, okay? I don't care if you killed them or not. I don't care if you say a green alien made you do it. Look, Amber, I don't know what they're gonna walk in here with against you. But if there's anything at all, you need to tell me right now. Then damn it, start talking. You can ask my first husband. I hate surprises. So if there is any, don't be silent now.
What are the charges?
3 first-degree murder charges. And I can guarantee they're pushing for the death penalty.
Let's just get this over with.
Amber, we've got all the evidence we need to convict you. And it's going to happen no matter what you choose to say or not to say. So this hammer, your prints were found on it. How do you explain that? The knife? What's your explanation for that?
Amber, don't speak. Your theatricals are nice, boys, but they don't mean shit.
I told Kyle that I found out about this place in Arkansas. A place where no one could stay a full weekend. That the devil lived there. And he told Julie and Mark. It was just a short trip up to Pinewood Lake, and from there we took a little hike to our spot. I just needed to be far away enough from everything. Well, that night they thought I was all drunk. But you see, I changed my vodka for water. It was like I wasn't even there. Those bastards could have screwed right in front of me. It wouldn't have mattered. So I made sure to go to bed first, and when it was all quiet, I got back up again. And I got Kyle, and I told him I wanted to go see where the devil was, and that I was scared. watched the light fade from his eyes. When I slit his throat, and then the next morning, I acted out my part, and to my surprise, it actually worked. I had Mark go and look for Kyle, and I stayed behind with Julie. Julie. Now, she was a fighter, but my hatred for her, she shivered as I stuck the blade into her side. And then I whispered into her ear what I did to Kyle and that I knew about the affair. The color in her eyes faded before she even died. You see, my dad, he raised me, and he did planted traps all the time, and I learned from that. So I just got lucky when Mark found one. That bear trap had him screaming like a little bitch. By the time I got to him, all he needed was just a little push. So there, yeah, I killed him. And you know what? They had it coming to their sorry asses, okay? You don't cheat on me. I cheat on you. Don't you know who the hell I am? I'm Amber Locke. I'm a really popular person. I have more followers than there are in this shithole of a town, okay?
You were a popular person. You're now looking at 3 first-degree murder charges for Carl Oswald, Julie Brown, and Mark Burrow.
With a piece in my hand and bloodshot eyes, I walked to the water for a last goodbye. He begged so much, it clouded my mind. One thing's clear, the man's gotta die. Might makes right, so he said, when he held all the keys over our head. I lived in that grip, but now he'll learn.
Sorry to interrupt Mr. J. Denton and take me on down, but we have some great news to report, real good news. Fairhope, we finally have closure on the murders that happened at Pinewood Lake. Amber Locke, the social media influencer, was arrested today and was charged on 3 counts of first-degree murder. Amber's lawyer, Tony Pratt, had no shortage of words and this to say.
It's a sad day when you're charged guilty and held without evidence, punished with no bail, no chance, again without evidence. I'll be taking this case head-on without remorse for the badges of these detectives.
Yeah, good luck with that, sister. Good luck. Coming up, after we pay some bills, we'll have more of the hits heading your way, like the most requested song of the month, The Mississippi by Moody Bear, and 17 Miles by your boy Leroy Wild. Stay tuned.
Stuck with an ugly truck? At Fairhope Auto Park, we can help. Say goodbye to the old and ugly and say hello to the new purdy. On a budget and need low payments? We offer interest rates as low as 0% for 72 months on select trucks. No credit? We rebuild your credit and reestablish.
You have a collect call from
Amber,
an inmate at an Arkansas correctional facility. Press 1 now to accept the charges and be connected, or press 2 to be disconnected. If you do not want to
Ha